I've been vegan for over 10 years. I'm still vegan, but it's fucking me up, to be honest. And I think I have chronic candida, basically. I've had it for a long while. Before I got rid of it, because I got rid of physical symptoms, but there's just intense brain fog. And so I used to eat tons of garlic and onion and cayenne. I'd have 3 Trek bars a day. So I eventually switched it to naked bars, which is fruit bars. But even then, so I was getting candida all the time. Like the physical symptoms, like I knew it was like thrush candida, and it creates the brain fog. Garlic and onions, ginger, apple cider vinegar. They were all meant to kill it, and I was having these constantly. But I was always having it because they feed on starch. They feed on oats. They even feed on oats, and I don't think I was even having oats at that time. I was mostly, soups with, the onions, the garlic, etc. I was working out a lot. I was going to the gym 4 or 5 times a week. Yeah, there was no real reason for it to be there apart from when I had the Trek bars, and then when I'd go to work, I'd have like organic ginger beer. None of this helped, but I was lowering my sugar. Eventually, I was having naked bars instead, which is dry fruit. It's just the sugar in fruit. So candida, they feed on fruit, they feed on sugars. Bread ain't good because it's full of yeast and the starches. But I wasn't having bread or hardly. Yeah, they feed on grains. So it's like I don't know if this is a common problem for other vegans, but it is for me. I'm quite sensitive though. I've got Pisces, a lot of Pisces in the first house, and my Saturn's in the first house. Makes me particularly weaker like I hardly get ill, like colds and stuff. But I eat incredibly well, so I should be beyond that. I should be like Marcus Rothkron's health. But anyway, okay. So let's point out all these the vegans promoting veganism, like the activists, because there's some promotion of veganism on billboards and stuff. It's mainly for fake meats, GMO foods. These vegans, they don't promote organics. Most of them don't anyway. And it's like, well, how are you any more vegan than a raw carnivore, really? If you're just eating GMO crops, poisoning the land. I can get it if you're striving to eat organic for ethical reasons, veganic to save the animals. But if a raw carnivore kills a cow, they've got meat for like nearly the year. You know what I mean? That's not. I'm not promoting raw carnivorism. I don't really know. I'm just gonna point out all of these. I'm gonna point out a bunch of truths, and hopefully some people will give me their insights. And some vegans will give me their insights as well because I don't know. But okay, let's start. Earthling Ed lives in a mansion. He was born into wealth. He does what I mean, look at his house. Big, massive. He comes from a family of riches. If you look at his face, like, let's be honest, he looks like a Rothschild. He just simply does. He looks like a Rothschild. This is a Zionist family of trillionaires. Earthling Ed denounces conspiracy. You know, he demonizes that. So he promoted. I'm pretty sure he promoted the injections, which isn't vegan. It's got animal products in. It's got animal DNA. That industry tests on animals all the time. You know what I mean. Blind faith. There's a lot of vegans with total blind faith in the media, and there'll be some vegans say, I don't buy into the right wing media. So yeah, you buy into the Guardian. Imbeciles. It's the same shit. It's just different narrative, same people. Ugh. Earthling Ed bangs on about global warming all the time. Not a single country has sank since Atlantis. You know what I mean? Like everything is fine. It's so you're telling me that Al Gore and the government are promoting climate change information because they care about people, whilst we bomb the Middle East or whoever else. So you're telling me it's not about control. It's not about carbon tax. Or, there's no element. I'm not even going to go on about it. I can't be bothered. You got Joey Carbstrong again. Demonizes the theorists. Again, promoting that injection. Obeying that control test. And again, demonizing the idea that we're run by these trillionaire warmongers. So it's like, well, you're vegan, but you believe these animal torturers. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I don't even need to explain any more than that. Really, it's too obvious. You know, who we got next? Oh yeah, we had James Aspey, who was conning people in the end, for their money for stocks and shares, which everyone lost their money on. I don't know whether he was conning people, or if that Zionist that appeared from nowhere did it. But yeah, James Aspey was incredibly egotistical. It was all about. There was a huge. Most of that was about his ego. His ego was so big. Turning up at slaughterhouses to sell T-shirts with his name on to vegans. Like, what's that up? You know what I mean? Yeah, sell your name, not the message. Well, Joey Carbstrong goes on about himself a lot as well. A lot of posts about his previous gang, blah blah blah. When he makes his documentaries, goes on about himself. It's good messages. Get rid of factory farms, but that's not the message. The message is like absolute veganism. But you didn't hear Gandhi going on about himself, and all the time. Do you know what I mean? And Joey Carp, so he eats a lot of those fake meats as well. You see him in his videos eating a lot of those crappy fake meats, refined breads, taking powders for his gym stuff. Like, how much of it is natural health? It doesn't prove like natural health of veganism. Do you know what I mean? And same with James Aspey. He was taking a lot of powders, and they all like eat shit. They all eat processed junk. And it's like, it's not it's fake food. It's just, I can't, and they're having coffee. I've seen Joey Carbstrong drink energy drinks. Don't know if he does that regular, but coffee, it's fake energy, it's false energy, pumping yourself with adrenaline. So how much natural health do you have? I don't drink coffee, I don't drink tea, and look at me. You know what I mean? This is where I am. Authentic. Right. Who was the first person that went up? Gary anyway. He was the first one to get me to go vegan. But, he does a lot of demonizing of white people. It's got like, a lot of his opinions align with communistic, like the far left, communistic, Antifa type people that go around assaulting women. They disagree with him. Like a lot of Antifa were assaulting women in MAGA hats during mainly the first elections that Trump was in. There's videos of them assaulting disabled. There's videos of them assaulting immigrants that supported Trump as well, or simply disagreed with them. Yeah, and hunt saboteurs in the UK, they're all Antifa. They class themselves as Antifa. They all behave this way. They bully people that disagree with them politically out. But yet these people, well, ironically, they'll whinge that there's a housing crisis. But then they'll say, "Let more illegal immigrants in. Let them in, you racist fascists." They don't sound like that. Sound they don't make any sense. Yeah, and plus I personally knew the Liverpool Hunt Saboteurs. There's a woman who runs it. I don't know if she runs that Liverpool Hunt Saboteurs, but she runs Merseyside Animal Rights, Katie Brown, who defended a child molester named Vincent. Just because he was left wing. He was working in a school in Liverpool, groomed a 14-year-old girl to be his girlfriend and doing stuff. He was in the Green Party for Liverpool. Vincent, I can't remember his last name, but Vincent something. It might have been Vincent Jones, I'm not sure. But he was a famous paedophile in Liverpool because of being in the Green Party, I think, and because of being in the school. But yeah, she defended him. She bullied old Hunt Saboteurs out that said to disagree with what she was doing. Just demonizing. And anyway, the men she demonized and kicked out the animal rights groups ended up becoming more like, right, they became awake to the fact leftism. Just look around. I mean, crime rates high in London, overpopulation, housing crisis. And then there's a lot of other claims, people saying, this, that, and the other. But you ask a lot of people that come, they're not. A lot of them aren't refugees. We should only let refugees in, I think. Probably, or in most cases. Oh yeah. Anyway, better get on. 30 minutes. So next one, Marcus Rothbrands. He's my favorite vegan. Raw vegan, very, very healthy. 62, he looks in his 30s. Promotes raw veganism for health. Has lots of informative videos about different health conditions, how to be healthy, and whatnot. I've been raw vegan once. I did feel good. It was a long time ago. I don't think I was having coffee. I can't remember, but I was having maple syrup. I could have been having more sugar highs, and having a lot of sex. So I think that kind of energizes. But I gained weight as well. But the thing is, I take so many superfoods, and for the last month I've been having supplements, but it's just like, and magnesium. But the thing with Marcus Rothbrands is he's raw vegan, he eats intermittent fast, lives in the sun, so he's getting all that vitamin D. He's a millionaire, so he he's getting all this organic, top quality food, and lots of it. You know, he can afford to eat a ton of nuts, seeds. You know, where it's a bit like for me, it's like, right, I've just got to have a little handful a day, so I don't, and I do take superfood powders. I take Dr. Schultz Superfood Plus, which he's a raw vegan, so he says that's got everything you need in it. Oh, I mean, I don't think, I don't know, something's wrong. But anyway, Marcus Rothkranz, I'm pretty sure, like, he from a small child, I think from when he was 5, he was hired into Hollywood. He was building sets. He was building like paper mache sets. He And then from then on, he's always worked for like Disney, Hollywood, and those sorts of things. So he calls out again, theorist. Oh, you think the government is corrupt? That's a con theory. You know, but so like these trillionaires and billionaires dropping bombs and warmongering. Well, it's just a theory to say that these people, they might be evil, they might be doing some trickery, they might even be harming children. They drop bombs on kids, but you think it might be impossible that these might be like evil families that steal children. You know, it's like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang with that royal family in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. They go around stealing kids, don't they? With that man who's dressed like Jimmy Savile with sweets, he's like, "Come here, children, come and have some candy. Get in the van." And he takes them away, puts them in a dungeon, and they're forced to work. Jimmy Savile, he looks like they found him to be a paedophile. He was close friends with the whole family. Get a clue. Anyway, so yeah, Marcus Rothbard, he seems there's something wrong there. There's something wrong, and so with his millions, he can afford. Every day he takes these superfood powders that he makes from wild foraged foods from all over the world that have been gathered to make this superfood powder, and he takes it every day. So he's super healthy, super strong. But it's like I can't afford to buy his superfood powders. And so if you were living wild, like he's always preaching about, if people lived wild, they would be eating raw food. Especially somewhere like Texas. They'd be eating like raw greens. That's the food that's around us. We don't have guns and knives. So like, or maybe not Texas, but you'd be eating wild greens and berries, and that's all you could afford. That's all you could get in the wild without a gun, and you wouldn't be cooking it for whatever reason because it's unnatural to make a fire. But yeah, but he's on these superfood powders. I kind of you'd have to be rich to eat like that, and it's so not many people do. Not many people. Do you know what I mean? So it's like there's that, and then his wife. If you look at her hips, his girlfriend looks like a man. She looks like, if you look at her, she's kind of good looking. She looks like a porn star. But most porn stars, and this is where he would say, you'd go on about theories, like, oh, the government wants to control us. It's just a theory, and yeah, but his wife looks like a man. She's got her hips are like a man. And you could say it's because she's got a strong belly, but no, actual hips. She's got big hands, which men have bigger hands. Her arms are as long as a man's. Women usually have shorter arms. Her face looks plastic surgeried all over. She admits to having fake boobs, but her face looks all plastic, like surgery. Yeah, and she's ex-Jewish, which I think's that's fantastic. She's left the Jewish religion. Kudos, because I think all religions are corrupt. Um, who else? Yeah, I've covered all them. Yeah, vegan revolution's a cunt. When I felt very, very depressed, and I went down to Glastonbury to recharge, to try and connect with God. Yeah, I felt suicidal, depressed, at least a year, maybe 2 years. But I always hoped for enlightenment, because I've always felt like there's more. So like you don't want to exit because there's because there's the hope of enlightenment. But there is just kind of is oh, there was the time he left me out in the rain for 3 days. Because he agreed to to help make a plan about of pacifism protests. Yeah, I just found him very quite demoralizing. That's all I'll say on that. Yeah, I just think all these people. Oh yeah, he says he's celibate, but he had sex with like 8 women, and he just has a lot of sex with a lot of different women, and goes around saying he's celibate. So it's like these people are liars. There's Gaby Zacara as well. I've already spoken on a different video. I think I don't know. I'm just concluding that it's a lot of like, is enlightenment even real? Do you know what I mean? Because you got all these liars everywhere. Maybe all right. Maybe I should have said this at the start of the video. Really, maybe vegetarianism. Say like a Kundalini exists, but it's like the Sattvic diet. Just like it's like an extreme vegetarianism. The Sattvic diet has it causes a lot of candida. There's not even garlic in the diet or onions or like these things that kill candida to an extent. Just gives you intense brain fog. So like if that is a part of like Hinduism, Jainism, how like to what extent is it bullshit in general? Like is spirituality just a control mechanism? Is meditation just to calm us down so that we're more easily controlled? Whilst we're having heavy brain fog from candida overgrowth. Hmm. Just thinking what else to say. I'll go back to Gaby because I don't know what I'm saying. Oh yeah, she changed her name to Aura Zicara. Interesting because I had just made a video before saying I think she's the Aurum remedy in homeopathy character type. And changed her name to Aura. Similar sound. I don't know if it's conscious. Anyway. Oh yeah, yeah. I was extending on the point that Gaby was nice. So like, with if if it's just to divert people from like focusing on what matters and being able to think properly, to just focusing on taking mushrooms and getting stoned and meditating and focusing on dragons, imaginary dragons, instead of focusing on like the banking system or things as in things being fucked up to control the humans. And I don't smoke pot because it's always fucked me up, so I never bothered with that. But I got involved with spiritual people, and say like I'll just go on about my ex girlfriend from a long time ago, who was very into spirituality. In the end, she just got really into vampires and totally fucked me over. Whilst like I got smacked on the back of the head by strangers. I bled out and I concussion for 4 weeks. What a cunt. I can't even go into the detail. What a cunt. Who else? Is there anyone else? The vegans. They're just and they're just very. Yeah, I've already gone about. They're very like. Most of them don't even look healthy. As in, when you go to the protests and things, most of them don't even look healthy. Like they have these crazy left wing ideas and believe in the castration stuff where if a 5-year-old boy believes he should be a girl, then let's like prepare to get his dick chopped off. Don't even tell him. Oh no, just because you believe you're a girl doesn't mean you are one. I'm sorry to say, it is. I've got nothing against anyone who is transgender. You feel how you feel. You feel the way you feel. You can't always help that. But it is mental illness. It's like if I believed I was a Chinese man. It doesn't mean I'm one. If I dressed like if I somehow dressed like that, I'd probably get attacked or something. But it's just like everything pushed. The fake foods, GMO foods, generally castration. Can't get into it too much. People misunderstand. But it's all about health for me. I'm telling the truth. And other vegans don't like it. But people don't watch my videos anyway, but it's like I care about health overall. And I care about animals. It's just how are you meant to put up with and lie about your experience just because you care about something? I think obviously for candida you've got to get rid of starch and carbs if you're sensitive like me, and maybe that includes rescuing some ducks and eating their eggs. Because the alternative would be just to eat bitter greens and never have anything tasty. And not, you know what I mean? But it's extreme if you're like totally vegan and you're whole food plant based like I've been, and then just to get rid of candida, you've got to cut out all grains and rice, cut out all fruits, cut out porridge and muesli, and you know what I mean. So what's left? What, I'm just meant to eat parsley all day? But will anyone actually even acknowledge these things? I mean, because like the vegans are quite fucked up. They either ignore things or just they ignore things, reject reality, or demonize. If you say things like me, and it's not even like a case of it's like I'm making this video before I even decide anything. I'm still vegan. It's just like, what am I meant to do? I don't know. Give me some insight, vegans.